beautiful yogis, today's class is a level 1 Vinyasa yoga class appropriate for beginners or experienced beginners. The focus is on twisting and abdominal work, so it's perfect for weight loss and developing and deepening your flexibility. So let's get started. Let's begin at the front of the mat, feet pointing directly forward. Close your eyes and begin to deepen the breath. And let's inhale the hands out, roll the shoulders back and down, dropping the shoulder blades into the back, extending the tailbone down, lifting the arches of the feet off the floor, lifting the kneecaps up, fingertips reaching away from each other, relaxing the shoulders at the same time, allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears. And inhale the hands all the way over the head, reaching. And coming back to center, let's grab the left forearm with the right hand, reaching up and over the head. Coming back to center and over to the opposite side, keep the elbows back and in the same plane. And coming back to center, inhale, reach, exhale, dive down, forward bend. And you can shake your head, yes and no, look over to your right, over to the left, relax the jaw, soften the lips. Inhale, look ahead of you, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, look ahead of you. Exhale, hands on the floor and step back, plank. Now, if plank is difficult for you, you can bring your knees on the floor and pull the belly in. Contracting the belly, spread the fingers wide open and press into the base of each and every finger. Eventually, over time, you will be able to take one knee off the floor, the other, and at some point you will be able to hold short planks. And slowly lower down onto your belly, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in, open, cobra. Do not extend your elbows here, keep them bent and tuck them into your rib cage. Exhale down, tuck your toes under and sit back in child's pose. And let's look ahead of us, coming up, tuck your toes under and press back in downward facing dog. You can walk in place here, pressing into your heel, alternating heel walking and lowering the heel down. If your heels are not coming down all the way to the floor, that's fine. You can keep your knees slightly bent and your heels off the floor. Spread the fingers open and bring the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale the right leg up. And let's bring the knee between the elbows. 1. Inhale the right leg up and right knee to right elbow. 1. And inhale back and exhale the knee across and back. And now we're gonna round the back, bring the knee to the nose, bring the shoulders over the wrists and step it through. Or bring it through with your hand. Press the back heel away from you and come up, high lunge. And let's bring the left hand on the floor, right hand spins up. And inhale, come up to standing, high lunge. Making sure that your right knee is behind or over the right ankle. And let's exhale the hands straight back on the floor. Step it back, plank, knees on the floor or off the floor. Lower yourself down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes under and lift back into downward facing dog. And let's inhale the left leg up. Look between your hands and bring your knee between your elbows. Inhale back, left knee to left elbow. Inhale back, left knee, right elbow across. Inhale back, this time round your back, bring your knee in and step it through. Press the back heel away from you, straight back, come up, high lunge. And let's bring the right hand on the floor, left arm spins up. You can sink a little deeper here, try not to rest onto your hand. Try to twist and support your body with your core. And you can reach ahead of you. Exhale the hands on the floor. And straight back, belly in, come up, high lunge. Sink a little deeper here, take the tailbone under. And straight back, exhale the hands on the floor. Step it back, knees on the floor, knees off the floor. Lower yourself down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands. And here we're gonna keep the back straight. Come up, high lunge. Sink a little deeper. Bring the left hand onto your right knee. Right hand comes across. And you can grab your leg behind you. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. And twist from your midsection. Inhale, look ahead of you, hands on your hips, and you're gonna take 3 steps with your left foot next to the right. 1, and going back into high lunge. 2, 3. You can keep that knee bent so that the muscles are working. Step back in high lunge, reach over your head. Exhale the chest over your right thigh. And now I exhale the hands on the floor and step it back in plank. Try to hold plank either from your knees or from your feet for a breath here. Before we lower down, inhale, open, cover, and exhale, downward facing dog. And let's inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands. Bend the knee straight back, come up, high lunge. Press the back heel away from you and extend the tailbone down. Let's bring the right hand on the left knee and the other hand comes back and around. And see if you can look over your left shoulder. And inhale back forward, hands on the hips, and we're going to take 3 steps with the right foot forward and back. 1, back to high lunge, 2, and last one, and step it back. Reaching over the head, straight back, lower down, exhale the hands on the floor, and step back. Plank. And lower down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. And let's bring the right foot between the hands. Drop the back heel down, bend the right knee, and here take wider stance, as wide stance as you can, aligning the heel, so heel to heel alignment. They're going to be along the same line approximately, and keep your belly tight. Come up into warrior 2 directly. Sink a little deeper and make sure that your knee is pointing directly forward here. And let's turn the right hand up and reach up and over your head here, reversing the warrior. Back to warrior 2, straightening the leading knee. Press your hips back, reach way ahead of you, and lower down, triangle pose. Try to lengthen both sides of the torso here and try to spin open the left hip. And reach ahead of you. Left arm reaches all the way up and over your head, and the palm of the hand is facing down towards the floor, spinning the pinky in. And from here, look down, bring both hands on the floor, step the back foot in so that your hips are square, and bring the right hand up, pressing that right hip back and lengthening. Now here you can use a block, but better yet, use your shin bone so you're self-reliant, or the floor if you're a little more flexible. Exhale, both hands on your shin bone. Keep your hips square and hold here, stretching your hamstring. Keep the back straight, hands on the hips, come up to standing. And here we are going to bend the front knee. Take a step, extend your right hand and bring your left foot to your hand and take a step back. So we're going to do this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here we'll come standing on one leg, right leg on the floor. Bring your left knee into your chest, draw a few circles with your toes, and open the left knee out. Bring the left foot either onto your calf or eventually you'll be able to bring it on your upper thigh. So either here or underneath the knee, open the knee out, hold here. And let's bring the knee into the chest, right hand on the knee, twist and look over to your left, maybe even behind you. And facing directly forward here, we're gonna keep the right knee soft and keep the hips square, so you're not opening that left hip, you're keeping them square. You're gonna keep the back straight, lower down, touch the floor and come up. One more time. 3. And you can step it all the way back into high lunge. And here we're gonna lower the knee 5 times. If it's too much for you, 3 times, making sure that the front knee is directly over the ankle and not over the toes. Great. And let's lower the hands on the inside of the right foot. Keep your knee into the shoulder and hold here for a second. So now here, tuck your tailbone under so that you're stretching your hip flexor here. Great. Lift the hip off and the knee off the floor. Step it back, lower the left forearm on the floor and bring your hips on top of each other. Here you can step your right foot in front of you, side plank. Lift the hips, reach over your head. Great. And over to the opposite side, right forearm on the floor. And you can step the top foot, left foot on the floor and lift your hips. And bring both forearms on the floor, either knees on the floor or knees off the floor. Pull the belly in. This is one of the best core strengthening poses. Great. Lower the knees down on the floor and sit back in child's pose. And let's inhale the hands over the head, coming up. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands. You can help with your hand if you can't reach all the way through. And bend the left knee. You're gonna open your right foot slightly out, heel to heel alignment. And keep your belly tight. Come up, warrior two. You can adjust your stance. You can sink a little deeper over time in your stance so that your muscles are working. You're opening the right hip, external rotation in the right hip. Turn the left palm up and reach over the head here. Inhale, coming back out of this, back to warrior two. And we're gonna straighten the leading knee. You can take a little closer stance here. Lifting the kneecap, engaging the quadriceps, pressing the hips back and opening the right hip, reaching way ahead of you. Trying to keep the body in the same plane, taking the tailbone under, lower down and take triangle pose. And you can reach ahead look down and bring both hands either on your shin bone or on the floor. You can bend the lead knee and step the back foot a little closer in. Hip square. Keep the right hand on your shin bone, on your foot or on the floor, and take the left hand up. Try to keep the back heel down on the floor and try to press that left hip back. Lengthening both sides of the torso here. You don't want to curve your spine, you want to lengthen. And drop the shoulders down. Great. And you can keep the hip square and grab your shin bone here and hold. Alternatively, you can bend slightly the lead knee, the front knee. As long as you feel the stretch in your hamstrings, there's a pleasant stretch, you're doing it correctly. Just keep the hip square. Straight back. Let's bring the hands on the hips and come up to standing. And from here, you're gonna bend your front knee and take 5 kick-ups or leg lifts, touching your fingertips. And try to keep your balance here. Try to connect the movement with your breath. And one last one. And here we're gonna shift the weight onto the left leg. Bring the right knee into the chest, draw a few circles here. And open the knee out and find tree pose over or underneath the knee. Trying to open the knee out, and you can focus on a gazing point on the floor. One more breath in here. And let's bring the knee in. Left hand on the right knee, and you can open the right hand back. Here, once you begin to shift your gaze backwards, you will notice that this will challenge your balance. So take it slowly, and over time you will notice that you're getting better at this, the more you practice this. Great. Coming back up. From here, keeping the standing knee soft, we're gonna touch the floor and come up, straight back. Soft knee, touch the floor, really straight back, come up. Touching the floor and coming up. And you can keep it at 3 or 5 reps. The more you do this class, you can actually increase by 1 rep over time. And from here, you can take a big step back into high lunge, or 2 small steps back into high lunge, and dip your knee 5 times, keeping the front knee over the front ankle. And we can lower the hands down, drop the knee on the floor, and hold here. Extending the tailbone down. And from here, just take your back, both knees back, coming onto all fours. Spread the fingers open. Open the chest. Exhale, round the back, look down towards your navel. Inhale, arching, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, rounding. And coming back to neutral spine, sit down onto your mat. And You are going to lean back, keeping the back straight, toes on the floor. See if you can get your hands off of your legs and reaching forward. Maintaining this alignment, so you want to keep the back straight here and just lean back. Keep the belly in. And slowly round the back and lower down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest and you can rock side to side. And from here, we're gonna bring the right leg on the floor, left knee into the chest, lift, peel your upper back off the floor and reach ahead of you. Now if you can take the right leg off the floor as well and hold here, pull the belly in. And let's change. Really try to flatten your belly here to press it down and reach ahead of you with the chest open. And change, change, change. Last one, and now bring your hands behind you. And we're gonna do 5 poses here. Up, 1, 2, 3 with your elbows back, change, and 1, 2, 3. Now 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and change. 5 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring the soles of the feet together. Take a little break. Press the knees away from you. And now we're gonna go for a slow bicycle. So bring your hands behind your neck without pulling on your neck or on your head. You want to drive the movement from your belly. Bring the right elbow to your left knee and slowly change. And slowly change. Changing. A few more of those. Moving slowly. And come back to center, bend the knees and reach ahead of you for both pose or modify both pose. Keep the shoulders away from your ears and the chest open, press the belly down. And let's bring the hands behind the head one more time. Elbows to knee, peel the tailbone off the floor and lower the feet down on the floor. Keep the lower back on the floor. One more time, peel the tailbone off, lower down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lay back down. Let's keep the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg down, and do supine twist here. Bringing the right knee all the way to the left, right shoulder on the floor. And changing sides. And coming back up. From here, we're gonna grab the right leg behind the knee, behind the leg, anywhere on the hamstrings, and bring it in. You can keep the knee bent. Change sides. Eventually you'll be able to extend the leg, but up until then you can use a towel. And And now you can lower the legs down on the floor, open the hands up towards the ceiling, and prepare yourself for the final relaxation, allowing yourself to be completely relaxed and heavy, allowing the shoulders to drop on the floor, allowing the feet to drop to the sides, softening the belly and relaxing the breath. Just observe your breath here for the next few moments, allowing yourself to be present. And when you're ready, in a minute or two, you can come out slowly from this relaxation. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.